So I'm going to play the devil's advocate for a
Yes.
moment and say, I feel that, at least I know in my case, and I'm sure a lot of moms and parents can relate to this, sometimes we take into consideration the fact that, a high fever or pain, especially in the evening, is going to impact the night for the whole family, because then the child doesn't get sleep, the family doesn't get sleep, and God knows how much sleep is important for moms.
Yes.
And this is going to impact, we feel that it will impact their recovery as well as our level of stress. So you mentioned, trusting the parents' instincts. How do you feel this comes into play? Like, what is your feeling around this?
That's a great question. And I can relate to that in many ways. To give you an example that is not directly answering your question would be this. There are many times that I have to get some very important work done. So I'm at my computer, I'm trying to finish a piece of writing, or I have all my thoughts gathered. And it's at that exact moment where my four kids will come charging at me with whatever's going on. And rightly or wrongly, I do regulate the amount of screen time that my children get. And that's a very interesting topic by itself. How much is too much, and I don't think we've really figured that out yet. So us parents are left to figure this out for ourselves, right? It's so easy for me to say, here, take my phone, but leave me alone to do my work. And that would really make or break my day. But then I have to stop and think, okay, this is so tempting, because I could just give them my phone, they can do whatever they want with it, and I can just get back to my work, and the world will be fine. And every time I have the urge to do that, then I have to kind of go back and say, what am I working on? This is project work. I try to ask myself these three questions: why, and why. Sometimes by the time I get to the third why, I realize, Chang, this can wait. Pick up your baby, take a break, and I am aware of the fact that I have that luxury where I can stop this and do that for a while. And there are millions of parents where that's not possible because of circumstances. This is work that I'm doing myself, but if I'm working for somebody else, I can't put that on hold just because there's a certain demand at home. So I'm extremely sensitive to the realities of life. And I would approach the nighttime crying very similarly. Many times where I've had to work the next day and I've just finished a shift. When my wife was homeschooling, we would take turns where I would say, okay, well, you have to homeschool the children tomorrow, I have to work tomorrow. But then one of us would um, either take the baby out for a walk or something to help calm down before reaching for the medicines. We've used white noise a lot, and you can just Google white noise for babies, and it can really be something that helps in those situations. Or a fan or something humming. My trick was if I take them for a little drive in a car, even 5 minutes, they would fall asleep, and then I would carry them back to bed, and everything would be fine. So I urge parents to really be creative and figure out, is it a 5 minute drive? Is it some white noise? Is it a fan that needs to be humming in the background to help this situation? If so, use those first. Again, realities are not everybody has a car, not everybody has a partner to help. Um, Many people are doing this alone. And when that time comes, I'm a firm believer that the caregiver's sanity is priority. As long as we're not actually harming the baby long term, if the mom or dad who's doing this all by themselves need um, their space, their sanity, um, to then enable them to function and take care of children better, that takes priority. A good analogy is, again, in aviation, when the oxygen mask falls, you're always supposed to put it on first and then help your children. So we must not abandon ourselves in this process. And I would go one step further and say that we have created this for ourselves as a generation, because when I was little and growing up, my grandma was living in the same house as we did. So mom and dad were very busy working, um, but there was grandma who could, rock us to sleep and then look after us all next day. So when we've gotten away from the community, and I do remember if grandma wasn't there, we could have easily asked our neighbor for help. Um, so we've really gotten away from that extended family and that community support to a very nuclear family. And we know this firsthand because when we moved to Singapore, my parents were still in Sri Lanka. It was just us and the kids, and we didn't have any friends there. We were just completely by ourselves. So these are the real life things that we can't ignore. So I would, my final summary message to mums and dads out there would be: don't reach for the over-the-counter medicine unless it's absolutely necessary. Every medicine will have a side effect, but you are the, as you said, the chief medical officer and the chairman of the board and the president CEO of your company. So along with that comes a responsibility of making decisions that you can't find in any protocol, that you can't find in any guideline, that you as a parent, as the captain of the ship, will have to make. And we respect that, and we are here to help you through that process.